Mindy, we're live
Oh my gosh.
on To Get Her To podcast.
Holy cow.
Welcome if you are joining us and you can chat. They can chat, right?
Yeah, you can chat.
Let us know you're here.
I'm opening the chat right now.
Yes. And for those of you who have never met Mindy, sometimes I call her Taco.
Hey.
And yeah, so here
This
we
is
are.
Natalie.
I'm just Natalie. Your screen went dark.
Oh, yeah, we can't have that.
This is going to be, it didn't do it for us.
It's all right.
Oh, it's
We
all
got it.
fine. Okay.
Happy hump day, everyone.
Yes, it's been beautiful in the Pacific Northwest.
But we're supposed to get a tornado.
Yeah, you know,
So that's
Whatever.
cool.
it won't happen.
Fine.
It won't happen.
Let's let some people come in.
Come in.
Yes, come into our studio.
Oh,
Yeah.
you have to let them in? We are
Oh,
new
here,
to
yeah,
this
see.
platform.
I can see people are here. Okay.
Okay,
Well, say
perfect.
hi if you're here. Make sure that you give us a shout out, and we're going to start rolling.
Perfect.
Oh, celebrate our first episode. Woo! Yes.
All right, perfect.
Great.
Okay, so before we lose the crowd, let's start and say what we're doing.
There.
Okay, it's
Okay.
all even. Okay.
It's not a competition.
Yeah, it's not a competition.
Yes, it is.
So Mindy and I had an idea when we went on a little retreat with another friend, and Shauna, we went to Skamania Lodge, love Skamania Lodge, and we worked on our plans for the year. And one of the things that came out of it was her and I doing a podcast together. The timing was perfect. We have a love for putting ourselves out there and making people think that we're crazy. No, but just sharing from our heart, our experiences, the bad, the good, the ugly.
Mm-hmm.
We, something about Mindy, I have not known Mindy very long.
Not even a year. Maybe a
year.
year. Maybe a year.
And, she can be so direct and I can be so direct and we call each other out and she doesn't let me get away with anything. She's the friend that will tell you exactly where it's at and what you're doing that works or doesn't work. And I love that. I love that. What? Oh my God. Anyway. So we wanted to come and have a platform to talk about everything. So we took the word together and we put parentheses around her. So it's to get her, and we added a 2 at the end to get her to laugh, to be vulnerable, to be bold, to take her life back, to whatever it is.
Yeah. Natalie and I shared a lot of stories as we got to know each other that were embarrassing and funny and a little bit traumatic. And we've made the same mistakes a few times.
Yeah.
And the more we started talking about it, the more we realized how much humor there is that comes from these stories that maybe could have been ugly and we could have fallen victim to, but instead we embraced it and took action to just be our better versions of ourselves.
And sometimes we didn't.
Yeah, sometimes we didn't.
Sometimes I act like a needy bitch
Yeah,
through it.
you do.
You know what I mean? See, this is what I'm
That's
talking
fair
about.
though.
I'm not, you didn't know
own
me.
it.
You did not know me when I was a needy bitch.
No, but you own it. And,
Yes, I
and
own
I
it.
respect the shit out of that.
I own it. So things have not been perfect.
No, and they're not
By
gonna.
any means.
They're not gonna be perfect because
No.
such thing as perfection exists in this world. And
Yeah.
if you think there is perfect, you're fooling yourself, and you're only gonna set your expectations to a point where you can't reach them.
Yeah. So if you want to be perfect, probably just log off right now
It's
because
not happening here. That's for damn sure.
this is not what this is for sure.
For me, this is also about getting in touch with your core values. We're speaking especially to women.
You're
This is
really
for-
loud.
the- I'm taking after her where I feel like I have to yell
You're totally
on the speakerphone.
You're totally yelling.
So
We know you're passionate about this, but just bring it down a
I
tone.
want to
Is
women in
Okay,
particular.
you got to get your foot off that table
Why?
too,
Why?
because you're shaking the screen every
I
time.
am.
Okay.
Okay. So I want women to feel empowered to set core values. I know that when I look back 20 years from now, well, 20 years ago, before I had kids, I never really did an inventory of my core values, of what
Right.
was important to me moving forward as an adult. And I just bounced. And I had a lot of distractions and I had a lot of noise, and that made me feel really safe and really comfortable. But I had a guilty pleasure of jumping from guy to guy to guy to guy. And that's something that we'll talk about. I'm sure there's women who will understand and relate to this. I never paused long enough to inventory what my core values were.
Right.
And so then I couldn't make the decision of, does this person fit
Yeah.
what I see for my future self?
Do you think you were able at 22 or 20 to be able to go ask yourself those questions if
I
you
wish
knew
I
your,
was.
your
I
core
wasn't.
values?
I wasn't then.
Because I took my role as a child into my first marriage. And I wonder if someone would have said, like, I'm trying to talk to my kids right now, like, hey, be aware of this. This is, something I see. I taught you very well how to do this. It's not exactly healthy. But one, are they listening at that age? And two, are they going to take that seriously? Because I wish someone would have pointed that out to me.
Yeah, and I think that we've come into a generation where we can talk more openly about it too.
That's true.
I don't know that
That's true.
when we were 20 something, that our parents were equipped to do that.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. And
It was a different world.
and emotional intelligence, like,
Well, that was
one daughter I have is so emotionally intelligent and knows her boundaries and knows that a lot of friends I know in their 50s don't know. So you're right. I don't know if we would have listened, but this generation maybe will.
Yeah, and
so get on it.
She has two daughters. They are
almost 23 and a 24-year-old.
And then I have a son who's 23 and 21. So those of you listening, if you have kids, we definitely want to hear your stories about motherhood as we continue in our episodes moving forward. What's it been like being a mom of little ones all the way through when you become an empty nester? We're both single in our 50s, divorced, and with grown kids. So we're in this really unique phase in our lives, and we'd love to hear your stories as well as we move through this.
And our insight, because I'm so protective of young moms.
Yep.
I'm like, don't lose yourself.
Yep.
Take care of you. It's okay to be selfless, to, have a meal first once in a while and take your time and get out of the house. Because you do seem to just lose yourself. And so some people that are going to be listening do have small children.
Yep.
And so talking about that and
Doesn't
our
that
insight
seem like
there.
forever ago?
It does,
to
but
think about?
like, it almost seems like yesterday, too. I just can't believe my kids are the age they are. So it does go quickly, but sometimes when you have young children and you're in the stress of it,
it's a lot.
It can seem like it's never going to change.
Whether you're a stay-at-home mom and you're trying to balance that in school for your kids, or if you're a career-driven woman, it doesn't really matter, because the pressures may be different, but it's still just as difficult.
Yeah, you're still the mom.
Yep, and you're still trying to figure out your identity.
For sure.
Right? That's the big one.
For sure.
Who the hell are you?
For sure.
When those pieces aren't there.
For sure. Now, we are both single. We are both divorced. So, but we are pro healthy relationships. You just get to learn from our situation. We have an event coming up, which we'll talk about later, where we're going to talk about being married for 20, 30, 40 years and what that's like too, because there's pros and cons on both sides.
Collectively, I was married for 25 years. I clearly believed in
we have over 50 years of marriage experience here. So, yeah. But there's a lot of funny in the choices that we made, and sometimes I'd just rather laugh at life.
I think this is a really good segue into doing each other's bios.
Okay.
Letting the audience know a little bit more about the funny of who we are.
Okay, so we took some tidbits about our life. We threw it into Chat GPT, and we were laughing on the floor hysterically.
Yeah, it's
freaking.
It's really good shit.
Hysterical. So if you want to laugh, that might be a good thing for you to do. Okay, so should I grab the tablet or just talk?
It doesn't matter. You can grab the tablet.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna grab it.
Okay. Oh. Do you need me to help you?
Yes, thank you.
I got you.
What's this?
It's the remote.
Okay. All right. So Mindy has mastered, now don't feel bad about her or feel bad for her.
Pity on me. This is not what this is about.
This is about fun. Okay, Mindy has mastered the fine art of reinvention, sometimes by choice, sometimes by sheer force of the universe. From wrangling classrooms as a teacher to climbing the corporate ladder while dodging a few rungs along the way, she's proof that change isn't just inevitable, it can be kind of hilarious. So this is, don't feel bad about this part. She survived 2 failed marriages, check. A love-hate relationship with alcohol and depression. Thanks, Lexapro. And a smidge of always needing to be the fixer, with 2 adult children who somehow turned out great despite her questionable life choices, aka guilty pleasure, hopping from man to man. Mindy knows a thing or two about navigating chaos. And did I just throw you under the
No,
bus?
a little bit, but that's okay.
So
I own it.
we are going to do a keyword or a
What is it,
safe
chaos?
word. No, well, I was going to do pineapple, but I don't know if that sounds weird.
What were you going to say that would have thrown me under the bus?
I feel like AKA your guilty pleasure.
Oh, yeah, no, that's fine. I already mentioned it.
Okay.
Not
that's
anymore, though. That was in the past.
Okay, but hopefully I won't just like bring that up every 2
I
seconds.
hope not.
Just hit pineapple.
Well, sound like a little
Okay.
hussy.
Exactly. Okay. Career shifts. She's done it. Self-doubt, getting there. And despite all of the curveballs, she's thriving, choosing independence and peace over the noise 80% of the time. Now she's here to share the real, unfiltered, and sometimes ridiculous lessons she's learned along the way. Because if life's going to throw you punches, you might as well learn how to duck, laugh, and move forward. Thank you for the physical actions.
Physical comedy is the best.
Yes. So she worked for, she was a middle school teacher.
Both, middle and high. Yeah,
Teacher
17
in
years.
Colorado, worked for Papa Murphy's
Yeah.
franchise at headquarters.
Yep.
And now she's a badass author, speaker, leadership. I can't wait to hear what you say about me. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Natalia Fairchild. After 21 years of marriage, Natalie had a shocking revelation. She was codependent AF.
Yeah.
So she did what any self-respecting woman would do. She hit the reset button on life. And now she is navigating singlehood, running a family business because, surprise, her husband's health said, tag, you're it. Right?
My husband. Mm-hmm.
Her husband.
Mhm.
Yes.
That's a term you'll hear me use.
We try to love a lot. And she is also, as we've mentioned, raising 2 amazing adult daughters who somehow also turned out incredibly. I've met them. It's true. They are incredible women, despite her questionable parenting tactics.
Here's the funny part.
She firmly believes, and I will tell you that this is true. She firmly believes that she is hilarious, like stand-up comedy career pending. And
We're going to take this show national.
And she is convinced that she's a really good singer.
Yeah, I know that's not true.
For this podcast, like 2 minutes in, I'm like, no.
That's not even how the song goes.
She thinks that if only the world would recognize her shower singing voice, that she would be a superstar overnight.
I'm this close. This close.
So, from pivoting relationships to reinventing her career also, she has done it with a mix of resilience, a little sarcasm, and a whole lot of laughter. And that is one of the things that I love about Natalie is we just laugh. It's one of the things that gets me through the hard times and the shitty days and the funks that you get into.
Because we get into them.
Yeah.
AKA yesterday.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked through it. And we laughed. And now here we are.
Yeah.
And so she and I are going to just really try to have some unfiltered conversations about life, about the reality of womanhood, about the reality of just life in general. And the world today is kind of noisy. Mm-hmm. And it can really get me to spiral if I let it. So laughter is one of those pieces that I have to have in my life so that I don't allow myself to future trip and spiral on the things I can't control.
Yeah. Now, and here's something about laughter. My husband noticed this and it drove him crazy. Bless his heart. Whenever he catch me doing something wrong or like it wasn't right of me to do or say something and he'd bring it up, I'd start laughing.
That probably didn't get the best
I
response.
probably
huh?
didn't get the rest response, but I still do that to that day. Like when my
Do you think it's
teen,
nervous laughing? What is it?
no, I'm not nervous. I just think, oh my God, you're right. That's
Oh,
really funny.
you're laughing at yourself.
I'm laughing at myself.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, exactly. Which I remember a story with my daughter Maddie, and we were laughing at something she did. And she's like, Mom, stop laughing at me. And I go, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. And she's like, but I'm not laughing.
Okay. I think Reese would probably relate to that. She's always laughed about how I laugh at them. Like
Oh, my
if they
God.
were to like trip over a curb and fall on their face, I
Yeah.
laugh.
Now that's my sister.
Because
We'll
that's
go
a
into that.
nervousness. Like, but then I
Yeah.
see him get back up and it's funny as shit.
Yeah, but you're the friend that's going to be peeing your pants, cross-legged,
Okay.
laughing hysterically.
So
Am I talking loud?
we will also get into peeing your pants.
Yes.
As a woman who
Yeah.
has had kids.
I had to change my panties today.
You did?
Yes, I drank a ton of water and I had lunch. And then I was like, oh, no, it wasn't horrible.
Wait, were you sitting down?
No, I got up and I
Oh.
was walking to the bathroom and I could feel just a little. All right, that was. Well, because my bladder was full, I got up and I just chugged.
Do
a
you
whole-
pee on a trampoline? Have you been on a trampoline?
You know, when I was on a trampoline, I didn't, but I haven't been on a trampoline
Do you know
for
before
20
your
years.
mom was on it? It was called the jumpaline.
All right, whatever. But that was too much information, but you're going to get a lot of information that you're not expecting to hear. But that is a true story that did happen to me today.
I pee a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
Like it happens.
It's okay. Don't be codependent. You don't have to make me feel.
No, well, I want to.
Okay.
I want you to know you're not alone.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
We do a lot of that.
That's one of the things about this podcast. We
Mhm.
want you to know you're not alone.
Exactly. You're not alone. We're saying things that you might only be thinking. We're telling you our hilarious, embarrassing moments so you feel better as a person.
Totally fine. It's totally
We
fine.
want you to feel better.
That's
We want to
right.
lift you up. Okay, our BF is going to watch this and he's
So-
going to be like codependent
We
AF.
could
So
probably bring that up now. This is a good time. So Natalie and I, funny enough, share the same therapist.
it's funnier how we found that therapist. We're going to call our therapist BF. And I was dating someone and he said, have you gone to therapy? I can't remember what we were talking about. And I was like, oh. And he's like, you know, you really should. And you should see BF and my BF. And I was like, are you sure? What if this doesn't work between us?
Huh?
And he said, no problem. I'm not sure how he feels about it now.
because
But
you're not together.
so what happened? Yeah. So what happened is I started seeing my BF and I came back to Mindy and said, holy shit.
Mhm.
Like
He's good.
first session, like
He fixed her in one session. I mean, look at her. He
Yeah.
fixed me in one session. Look at me.
yeah,
I'm
whatever.
fully functioning. now.
Whatever. You asked
I
me
am
the other
fully
week, like,
functioning.
I don't know what I need to talk about with him
Oh,
this
and
week.
then I had a whole.
And I go, well, what about this?
What did you say?
Do you want me to say it?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you still think that most people are idiots? And she said yes. And I said, well, that might be a place to start.
But those idiots that annoy you all the time. It's true. I said I'll start there. But then I had all kinds of stuff happen. I found that the little girl, the little 4-year-old girl walking barefoot on the street in the middle of traffic.
Yeah.
That was a whole thing. So yeah, it turned into that I never even brought up the idiots.
Oh, geez. Well,
Yeah.
I'll put it on the back burner for you.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. So I thought I was getting better
Yeah.
codependence wise.
Yep.
Like
Until-
I've pivoted my life. I'm talking loud. I pivoted my life. I've done so much. And then I get an email from my BF saying that there's a codependence women's group he's putting together and he thinks would be good for it. And I'm like, Mindy, did you get this? And she's like, no. I'm like, okay. So I told him, I just, no, I can't. And
It's
then
a
he
big
goes,
commitment, in
it's
all
a big
fairness.
commitment. And he understood. And I said, and I'm codependently feeling bad to tell you that. Anyway. And then he goes, so what if you just come for 2 sessions? And I was like, but I want to see you and I can't, it's a lot of money, both, whatever. And he's just like, oh, why don't we just cancel one session of ours that'll take care of the other 2 sessions? He's like, just give me 2. And he's like,
You know it's bad when
he's
your
like
therapist
this.
is
He's just
begging
like,
you to come
oh,
to the
he's just like,
room.
his hands are like this. He's just like, oh. And I go, is it that profound? And he goes, you just don't know how good I think this is going to be for you. And I also told him, I don't want to walk away
Which
empathing the shit out of that group.
right. You have to
And-
protect yourself.
And I'm not ready to not take on everybody's stuff.
Yeah, you gotta you part of what he's worked with us all on is boundaries.
Yeah.
And you have to set those personal boundaries
Yeah.
for how you're gonna feel when you leave that group. It's gonna be
Exactly.
a lot.
And that's going to be the challenge. And I know that's the point
Yeah.
of a codependence group,
Yeah. No, I know.
but you got to be ready for that.
Yeah. Yep.
It's like digging in opening up that can of worms and digging in
Yep.
and letting all that stuff out. Like, you got to be ready for that.
Yeah, I'd love to
I'm-
hear our feedback from our viewers, our watchers about like
I'm getting
experiences with codependency,
Yeah.
what that looks like. Because
most women
We-
are.
yeah, most women are at some level with something
Mhm.
or someone, and we all have that thing that we attach ourselves to that we feel we can't be complete without. And whether that is something tangible or it be a feeling, a dopamine fix, or an unhealthy relationship because of the highs and lows. We've talked a lot about that,
Oh,
right?
boy.
And then calm feels weird because we don't have the drama.
it's official. Like, I'm doing a science experiment for all the good of women on not being in drama and being with possibly someone that, look at how I say that. Possibly. Look at me. I'm like,
It's still an experiment.
it's an experiment, right?
Still an experiment.
With
Yeah.
with someone that's no drama and just grounded and had a great relationship with his mom before she passed. Like,
Yeah.
that's like, that feels so
Yeah.
weird,
Yeah.
and even women that are married, like, we've all changed and evolved.
Yeah.
So it will be interesting, not to cut you off, but
No, not at all. I
did.
think that when you said that he had a great relationship with his mom, we have seen through research how important that relationship is between a son and their mom.
yeah.
And one of my stories that I can share with you now, which is just making me more exposed to you as our watchers, is I have learned over 2 years of being separated that I married the same man twice.
Not the same
guy.
man.
Yeah, not the same man. 2 totally different humans, but the same man. And both of them lost their mom when they were like 20s, early 20s. And they both
So
lived with
interesting.
regret of not being a better child for their mom and not being as present as they could have been. And they carry this guilt like a boulder around with them everywhere they go as a grown man. And that also coupled with their dads not being a real dad, right?
Mhm.
And like just not being present in their lives enough
Yeah.
for various reasons.
Huh.
And so it turns into this victim mentality. It turns into excuses. It turns into anger and resentment. It turns into guilt. And then I came in
Sorry,
both times.
my hand's cold. Sorry.
This is
It's not important. This is not important.
I came in both times as fixer, which is what I've learned from therapy.
100% fixer / codependent,
Huh?
because
From our BF, who was like, how about you put your fixer in the back seat for a second?
Mhm.
Because it's been driving for 25 years.
Yep.
Always trying to
Yep.
fix, always trying to say, oh my gosh, I can change. I can change him. I can be the one to come in and save him from the guilt and the hurt he's felt. And
Oh gosh.
I can make him feel alive again. I can give
Oh,
him
yeah.
his power back.
I literally, with my husband, consciously, but in my mind, was like, he is so amazing.
Yep.
And he just needs to know his worth.
Yep,
It's like
that's
his
it.
soul is in a cage, and
That's
I
it.
just want to
To free it.
free. Oh my God. It's
Free
so
it.
sick.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
it's so sweet. It's very loving.
No, and it's all well intended.
all well intended.
And again, we'd love to hear your stories about this because I think we all have them somehow
Yeah.
at some point in our lives, if not ongoing,
Yeah.
that we do this well intended. We
Oh
do
yeah.
this because we really, really want to
To
see
help.
this person feel good about
Yeah.
themselves.
So I hope we're not doing this podcast for the same reason.
Uh,
We just want you guys to know how amazing you are and the badass.
that's a good insight, Nana.
We're gonna have to go to our BF together on that one.
We're gonna have to
No,
invite
this
you.
is a passion project.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
are learning and growing with you, and but there might be a tie. But here's the deal. The Fixer is great.
Yep.
I'm talking really loud again. The Fixer is great in the corporate world.
Yeah.
As a
It served
leader,
me very well. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
it's great.
Yep.
It's great.
Mhm.
But you need to decipher when that's great and when it's not. And taking over in a relationship and just it emotionally exhausted me, and that was my own fault.
And we've listened to a lot and read Mel Robbins' Let Them. Many of you probably have as well. And it is a powerful statement that we have really taken to as well, because it is that power of letting things go that you cannot control, nor should you try to control. It's not yours to control. And in not only letting them be who they are, letting them behave the way they do, letting them think the way they do, it's not for me to do anymore. Yeah. So then the second part of let them is
let me
100%.
Yeah, let me decide if that's someone that I want to spend a lot of time with. Let me have healthy boundaries. Let them have their reaction. We all have people, we make decisions because we don't want people to feel bad or to feel judgment towards you or all of that. And that's where that let them, because we can't control their judgment anyway.
No, and yet we take this so. I was just talking to my daughter this morning, and we take things so personally, and
personally.
We tend to just absorb all of it. Of they didn't call me back, or they didn't text me back, or they didn't do this, and then we take it personally. It's a knock against who we are and our identity.
Yeah, totally.
And we allow that, and women in particular allow that. We really encompass our identity from how other people treat us. Now, we teach other people how to treat us.
100%.
Right? And for many years, I taught people how to treat me negatively because I enabled that behavior.
100%.
So I think women are under a lot of pressure to be this and this and this and this all at the same time for so many different people.
Yeah. We
It's
fall
hard to
right
say
into
let
it.
them. Yeah, it's hard sometimes,
Yeah.
and I get that.
And sometimes I'm so empowered by it, and then there's just some situations, like in particular, that always are just a little harder for me to say let them, feel let them.
Yeah. They're heavier, or they're more they're just deeper.
More power over you, and just so something to go to the BF with.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So we kind of went on a total tangent.
That's okay. That's what we do.
That is what we do.
Literally what we're going to be doing.
Yeah. I told Mindy, like, we can't be practicing anything because
we don't have scripts.
We just, we'll have a theme and we'll talk about it, and we'll hopefully bring in people who are listening. And if not, we're spending some time together.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Hi, Jack.
I do want to say that once you get that, let them kind of down to a place where you really can focus your energy on yourself more than taking from others. I know for me, the past 2 years, I have really felt this overwhelming sense of freedom of I get to know who I am without anybody else, because I mean, our kids are pretty much, grown adults now.
Yeah, I was going to say it has a lot to do with our life, but it's a gift. Like, being divorced and single or whatever in your 50s.
But it's not woe is me, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not a woe is me. It's not all great, but it does allow you to focus on yourself, because I know in my last relationship, I was kind of bending around that person, and that was my fault.
We do. We all do. We all do.
And I so much don't want to do that, that I've kind of been like, I don't know if another man will live in my house. Now, never say never.
Yep.
Never say never. But yes.
It's tough.
But we've got empty nest syndrome.
Yep.
There's not another person there. You've gotten a lot of alone time. You even taught me on my way to an appointment after I left you last week, I was like, okay, I'm not turning on the radio and I'm not
We're gonna
calling
sit in
anyone.
silence. That's been a big one for
Total
me.
silence. Like I can do silence and I usually have the radio on, but Minnie's like, no, like nothing,
Yeah.
just your thoughts.
Yeah. So those of you listening, I challenge you right now to sit in silence. It's crazy. Yes, it's weird at first because you hear your thoughts and they're like just going every which way.
And they will.
But the more you do it, the more peaceful it becomes. And now I almost choose to do it for quite a bit of my day. I don't have any music on. I might have, like, right now we have a screensaver on the TV of the ocean. And it's
absolutely
beautiful.
gorgeous.
And it's like this just nice ambiance for my eyes to settle into, but there's no noise. And I really like it. I never used to be able to do it.
It was a little uncomfortable for me.
Yeah,
and I was like, crap, I do that. Like, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to check in with the girls. Okay, I'm going to tell my mom this. Okay, I'm going to trying to, which is another thing that's come up for me, is constantly moving the ball forward.
Yes.
Instead of just, but I do love my downtime.
And that's, I mean, again, did we really need to throw in a podcast in the mix of things we have going on? Probably not. But we love doing shit like this. Like, we love moving the ball forward. We love getting into new projects. And
so again,
we love that.
In this space, super healthy, fun, great. Love working with Mindy. Like, we both just get stuff done. Love it. In a relationship, I need to just sit back a little bit. Yeah. So it's all good.
And me both.
So you're going to be going through this process with us and probably know more than you want to about us.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear stories from other people too, because that's part of this whole thing of like sharing what you have learned through your experiences that we can then do better.
Yeah. And once in a while we'll have guests.
Yep.
So Kate Byers, who was the keynote for the Inspire Her conference through the Greater Vancouver Chamber.
Amazing.
Kate said she'd come on.
We've got a lot.
And she changed my life because I went through her program.
She's good.
Just, to be able to, it was almost like a coupon. Remember the coupon we're going to try and put in our swag bags?
Yes.
It's the permission slip.
Yes. Give
the permission.
Yes. To just take some downtime.
Do for you.
Yeah. Like,
whatever that is.
Take a nap. Anybody who knows me knows I'm literally a professional napper.
Yeah.
I've won awards in napping.
Yeah. And when she tells me that, I'm like, oh, okay. That makes me feel
But I still get all my shit done.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I still get all my shit done.
And if you work for yourself or have a really flexible environment, it is not about manning yourself to your computer or your desk.
That's right.
It's about getting stuff done efficiently and then enjoying life.
I told a friend of mine that I believe efficiency is a love language for me. Organization and efficiency. I think those are my two love languages.
Yeah. I went back to my office after looking at your desk with like nothing on it. And I've got file folders and sticky pads and blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh.
I inspired you.
You inspired me.
And I got our friend Shauna to Marie Kondo her house. She's going one room at a time and
right now.
Well, yeah, she started a couple weeks ago.
Does this bring me joy?
Have you guys ever done the Marie Kondo of your life? It is the most amazing process. And if you haven't, you need to, because you probably have a lot of crap around your house that you don't need.
Yeah. And if you have like 90s, 80s, Y2K stuff.
Probably can't have it.
No. Bring it by my house.
Oh, vintage stuff for London. Yes. Yeah.
Side note, my daughter has a love for that stuff.
Yeah. But I think that, it's about like clean space, clean mind. I really believe in that. When your environment that you live in and work in is organized and tidy and clean, and you know where to find things, so you're not stressing out last minute when you're running out the door.
My God, I feel like you're describing me.
I might be. Everything just feels lighter because you're not thinking about those unnecessary tasks. You're focused on the important stuff.
Well, and the mail or the bills or whatever, even though I have everything on automatic payment, thank God. Yeah. But it's a reminder of another task to be done, and Lord knows.
It's so true.
There's enough of those.
And your house is really clean, by the
Right.
way.
When you said you have a lot of stuff, I
You
was
do
like,
have a lot
are
of
you
stuff, though.
kidding me?
It's clean, but you have a lot of stuff.
But like, I am not.
It's clean.
I beg
There's a
to
difference.
differ.
There's a difference.
No, I would say it's not clean.
Oh. I
No,
think it's clean.
it's always picked up.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And I love to decorate, but like on my kitchen counter, there is a mixer in a
I was
corner.
more thinking about your office.
Oh, my office there's so much in my office. Yeah, that is like the busy room. Everywhere else there's wall space and there's, the right amount of furniture, but my office needs an overhaul.
Right?
Yeah.
So can I do a plug real quickly? We want to make sure that you know where to find us.
Yeah.
We are on LinkedIn. We're not putting our crazy, funny, punchy videos on there just because it's a more professional site, but we are on there. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yep.
Watch us go.
And we have our
Thanks,
website,
Reese.
which thank you. My daughter
Yeah.
is our back of house programming director now.
Yes.
She's pretty much taking care of us.
Right.
Yeah. So shout out to Reese.
Reese is amazing. I don't know what we would do without her. That's
Hey,
why I
wait, can we
laughed.
do a double?
Yeah.
This is to Reese.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, why did only one heart come out of me?
No. Because you're more of a circle.
I know. How do you make a
Oh, yeah.
freaking
There you go.
heart?
You got it.
There we go.
Okay. That was to you, Reese. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then our website. You ready? It's
To
dash
get her
number two.
two.com. Yeah.
And so
And
go on
which
there.
really sucks because everything else was taken.
Together
So,
two was taken.
yeah. So, yeah.
What are you gonna do?
What are you going to do?
So, do you want to talk about our event?
Yes. So I had this vision for this event, and then we're doing this podcast, and we wanted to have a nonprofit around it. And I'm on a couple boards, but one of them is the Alzheimer's Association Oregon and Southwest Washington. And we had chosen that. And then I said, I've got this crazy idea for this event. And Mindy's like, why don't we do that together?
As part of our-
Together.
together as part of our kind of podcast co-host.
Yeah. And we are making that one of our live podcasts in May. So it's May 15th.
Higgins Theater.
It's at Higgins Theater. It's a no holds bar, hilarious. We've got 3 panelists in between us on the stage that are freaking hilarious.
They're funny.
They just
They're
open
funny.
their mouth and you're like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
They're funny.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about dating in midlife or dating in general, mishaps, marriage, kids, menopause, body changes, all the hilarity of women, our favorite products. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite products. We're going to do a sniff test with the Lumi.
Yes.
Lotion.
Lumi. Who uses Lumi?
Because mine, I either have a bad bottle of it or little whatever, or this is how it smells.
Right.
But we're going to do a lot of fun. We're going to have audience
'Cause mine does not
participation.
smell.
All of the proceeds are going to the Alzheimer's. My absolute goal is to have close to 300 women in the audience and having permission to just laugh hysterically and have a great night, all for Alzheimer's, which
So I want to bring in, because it's
Yeah.
really important, the connection between having a great time and laughing with our fellow women in Alzheimer's is that women are disproportionately affected by Alzheimer's, and nearly 2/3 of Americans with Alzheimer's, 2/3 are women.
Yeah.
And at age 65, a woman's lifetime risk of developing it is 1 in 5, whereas with men, it's 1 in 10.
And if we were to ask and have you put in a poll right now, do you know someone close to you or, a little outskirt that is being affected by this disease? Most everyone would say yes. It's amazing.
Yeah, either a family member or a friend, or yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
The other thing is that, and we're going to say this at the show because it's important that we're raising money
Yeah.
for Alzheimer's, but more than 60% of Alzheimer's caregivers are women. And so they're trying to balance their careers and their jobs and their families, and then caring for whoever the
Which is another topic,
Yes,
whether it's
totally.
Alzheimer's or
Caregiving.
whatever. Yeah. You're
Yep.
in this little, triangle
You're being
of
pulled
aged
in
parents,
different
and
directions.
you still have
Yep.
kids, and you've got a relationship possibly.
Yep.
Yeah. And the Alzheimer's does an amazing job of supporting the caregivers. And they put stats out about caregivers every year. And they have a 1-800 number 24/7 where you can call a actual person that knows, has been trained. I mean, it's God number of hours. You can cry on their shoulder. You can get resources from them. They can give you some tips. And I wish I had that when I needed that.
Yep. Yep. And I think that it ties to this podcast really well because the caregivers, the women who are caregivers for Alzheimer's and dementia, are 2.5 times more likely to experience emotional stress. And so to have a place like this to come and laugh, and the show that we're hosting in May as this space to just forget about the crap.
Yeah.
And just be okay with being silly and letting your guard down, letting your hair down, letting it be okay.
Yeah.
Is so important because we just always feel like we got to go, 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 go.
Exactly.
And sometimes we just have to stop.
Yeah.
And be good. Have fun.
Have fun.
Right? We have to give ourselves
be
permission.
us. Be us, whoever that is at that moment.
Whoever that is at that time.
Yeah. You don't have to have it all together. Just bring yourself
Right.
in and just relax and have a good time. So you can get tickets. You can find out about it on our website. Also, Kiggins Theater. But Kiggins is K as in cat. No, not in cat. Kiggins is K as in kite. IGGINS. Welcome to Natalieism. It came out in the first podcast.
K as in cat.
And it's not theater like you usually spell theater.
Is it a British theater? R-E?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's British.
Okay.
Because that's how they spell cat in England too.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm totally joking.
Damn it. I thought I was getting out of that one. So THEATRE.com.
It sounds like you just hurt yourself. Are you okay?
That was brain surgery.
Oh.
Brain surgery.
THEATRE.
Don't make me pee. Oh my God. I'm not spelling anything in this podcast. By the way, I am 98%. Am I talking loud?
No, I'm excited to see what you're going to say next.
98% sure I have severe dyslexia.
Oh yeah, we've talked about this.
And you think, knowing me, you're probably like, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, I think there's a really good chance that that's true. Yeah. Yeah, because you're in pain when you have to spell things. Like it hurts.
Or add things up.
Yeah, that too.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Yeah, don't give her math.
No math for me. Oh my God, I'm hot.
Can I ask you one question before we leave? Because we're going to wrap up here soon.
Yeah.
This went by really fast.
Yeah.
What's one thing you do a lot when no one's watching? Could be embarrassing, could be weird.
I know. I
mean, other than pee.
Sometimes that. I don't know. You go first.
Are you going to come up with one?
I'm trying. What do you?
One thing I do a lot when my kids know this because they lived with me, but I may or may not have a flatulence problem.
She's so pretty to have a flatulence problem.
I often blame it like on the guy in the same aisle, and then I'll just crop dust and take off. But I have an issue, and I think it's my diet. Let's be honest. I think it's like the veggies and the protein, and like I have a really.
Are you
good
bragging?
Diet. I'm sorry.
Are you bragging?
I'm bragging a little bit, but then it comes out in a weird way to where.
Oh my God.
It's not good.
Oh my God. Supposedly I snore.
Oh yeah, you do. She does.
We have confirmation of that.
She does. And if you live with a snorer, get the headband that has the little earplugs in it. It is a saving grace. And it's on Amazon for like
$14.
$14. Yeah, it is amazing.
And let me just tell you, that little night away at Skamania Lodge.
Yeah.
She already had the headband. And then
I got
poor Shauna that next morning, ordered it right away, and did not sleep very well. I'm sure it was the wine. We had a lot of wine.
You speak for yourself. You spilled it all over the bed.
I sound like a total wino.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think with that, we'll
Yeah.
wrap it up by saying thank you for joining
Yeah.
us. We are going to have this episode up and all episodes up on Spotify and Apple Music or
YouTube.
podcast. Yep, YouTube, our YouTube channel to get her to on YouTube.
And the website.
And we will post all upcoming episodes on our website. And we'll do them every second and fourth Wednesday of the month.
That's right. And we'll have a theme and or guest, excuse me. Sometimes I
Yeah, and we'll figure out this chat thing so you guys can come in and this can be more interactive with an engaging audience. I know that there are people here because I can see the number, but it's not popping up in our chat room.
Do we dare say what the number is?
No. 722.
Wow, that is amazing.
I know.
We are so
I know.
good.
We've reached it. We've reached the pinnacle of success.
All right, you guys, enjoy your Wednesday.
Let's sign off with another. Let's see if you can do it on the first try.
Come on, Dan.
Yeah.
I did it.
Peace.
Peace out,
See you
brother.
next time.
All right, bye.